So today we're going to be looking at some more algebra. Anyways, it's a number that has two numbers, one on top and one on the bottom. Here we have the fraction 6 over 3. Now it has a numerator and a denominator. We can abbreviate them as N and D. This is a numerator and this is a denominator. Remember, the numerator's on top, the denominator's on the bottom. Call it NTDB. So, now, this is what a fraction basically is, but now we're going to look at what equivalent fractions are. So, equivalent fractions are fractions that have the same value. So let's say we have maybe 3 over 2 and 4 over 6. You can test if they have the same value by using many methods. One method of such is to cross multiply. Oh yeah, just realized. I have to swap these. So 3, 4, 6, 2 gets us to 12, 12, which means that these are equivalent fractions. Let's look at non-equivalent fractions and see if cross multiplication works on them. Say we have 3 over 4 and 6 over 5. These don't look equivalent. Let's see if they are. Let's cross multiply. 3 5 is 15. 4 6 is 24. These two are not equivalent. Thus, these fractions are not equivalent. So, how do you create equivalent fractions? Well, that's a very good question. Let's see which of the 4 operations gives us equivalent fractions. It could be more than one, obviously, but I'm just saying. So, let's say we have the thing 4 over 6, the fraction 4 over 6. Add 2 to both the numerator and the denominator, or the N and D, and that gets us to 6 over 8, which, let's see what happens if we cross multiply. 36 to 32. These are not equal. So that means that this is not correct. Let's see what happens when we cross multiply with subtraction. So, what happens here? Well, 4 6, 2 fourths. 16, 12. This is not right either. Now, what about multiplication? Well, 4 over 6 times 2 times 2, that gets us to 8 over 12. Doesn't look equivalent, but we have to test it. 4 over 6, 8. These are correct. So that means multiplication is good to go. What about division? Don't have high hopes for it, but let's just see, because we gotta test it out. 4 over 6, divide both sides by 2, just a 2 over 3. Don't have hope for this. These aren't similar. These can't be. 2, 6, 12, 3, 4, 12. That means that these two are good to go. Meaning that multiplication and division will give you equivalent fractions. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.